What is up, you sexy ass motherfuckers? Welcome back to yet another Rome 2 Total War siege battle, but not just any siege battle. This is a recent siege battle here within Marketable Skills Siege Battle Tournament, and it looks like we've got their great Marketable Skills himself and Aaron versus Who's Mr. Bubbles, and I completely missed the other name, but I was told that this is more than just a fantastic battle, but quite an epic one with an epic ending, guys. I have yet to see this, so you guys are going to be as surprised as I am. Make sure you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Grab yourself something to drink, something to eat, go jerk off quick one. Do whatever you guys got to do. And let's get into it, guys. It looks like we've got on the attacking side, we've got the Roman Empire and Parthia. On Rome's side, good to see that it's not Avocati spam, but it's Principe spam. I don't know if that's a new meta. I haven't been playing too much Rome 2 as of late. I've been feeding my Project Zomboid addiction anytime that I have time to be able to actually play some video games. But it looks like Rome's bringing a ton of Principes with some Hastati and then Velites. I'm assuming he's got, well, there's one unit of archers. I'm assuming he's got more archers somewhere. And then over here on Parthia's side, of course, we've got Hillmen, Parthian swordmen, artillery, and then plenty of other units as well. On the defenders' side, we've got the great and mighty Pergamon with Galatian swords, slingers. We've got Agama spears, one of my favorite units inside of the game. Such a powerful unit, able to do so much damage. And then, of course, on Tylus's side, we've got the mighty tribal warriors, as well as the Celtic warriors as well. Over here, it looks like, wow, okay, it looks like we've actually got some ranged cav. We've got some raiding horsemen from Tylus, which I have actually don't know if I've ever seen this unit used before, especially inside of a siege battle, but they look really cool. They look like simple farms folk, but with some really, really well-designed shields. And then we've got Pergamenes, noble cavalry with the epic Greek style shield on the general, and then the really cool Roman type armor on the rest of the unit as well. Looking back over at the rest of the battle here, we've got Parthia moving in one tower to be able to hopefully take out this artillery and make sure that it can't use its ammo to take out a lot of their troops. Rome using a very similar strategy as well, moving up a unit of Hastati to be able to engage with Pergamon's artillery over here. It looks like we've got a decent chunk of the Roman army moving up as well. We've got 4 units of Principes moving over to the right. I'm assuming, or presumably, moving towards or closer to this gap point, so that way they can kind of make some ground within this initial courtyard. Over here, we've got a couple of towers being able to rain down fire upon the Hastati and their tower, trying to get some fire damage on this tower before it reaches the artillery, hoping that Pergamon quickly turns the artillery. Oh, Pergamon is just going to go ahead and use the artillery to be able to take out some armored Hastati. Definitely not a bad move at all. Get as many kills as you can off on the Roman infantry, especially at a range if you can, because that will help tremendously. But get as many kills on them as you possibly can before that tower gets into place and just absolutely demolishes this Greek ballista. Sacrificing a unit of Hastati to be able to take out a wall artillery definitely is not the worst use of gold at all, because that wall artillery can get hundreds of kills if in the right position at the right time. Hastati moving in, brave Hastati charging forth against those that wish to defend against the ballista. I don't even know if they fight back. They're just going to keep on firing. The commander of the ballista is going to go ahead and fight back, try to get a kill or two, but quickly falls to the might of Hastati, and his crew is just getting absolutely decimated. The Hastati moving in while Tylus is presumably distracted, on the artillery piece over here. So Pergamon's artillery is gone, and they're going to be able to get a nice little flanking charge against these Celtic warriors, which is kind of surprising. I mean, ultimately they are kind of distracted, so that way these Celtic warriors are going to be able to get a little bit of fire on these Hastati as they're trying to retreat. He was able to actually... Oh, I thought he was able to actually, like, kind of glitch his units. Only a portion would go up under the walls, but it looks like the rest of the unit is finally going to get up onto the walls and begin to support their brothers that are attempting to hold against the Celtic warriors. Finally, Tylus is moving up another unit of Celtic warriors to countercharge against the Hastati that are trying to charge against them and just absolutely demolish them. Great moves by Tylus. We're frozen. Please don't crash. Nice, beautiful. There we go. Tylus, yep, charging in and just absolutely demolishing the Hastati while they're out of position. Moving back over to Pergamon, we do have a unit of Hillmen trying to get close enough to be able to begin to burn down this arrow tower. If they can get rid of this arrow tower before it rains too much fire upon the rest of their troops, then that would be incredible. And he's also got another unit of slingers over on the side of these Hillmen, being able to absolutely rain hell upon this poor purple bastard. Holy shit. They're trying so hard to burn down this tower, but they are just getting absolutely peppered by so many different units. They might successfully burn down the tower, though. The defenders are doing whatever they can to be able to stop them before they can throw the mighty torches, but will it be enough to break them? We can only find out. You've got a unit of Hillmen moving in to be able to stop any sort of push within this choke point. We've got a unit of Celtic warriors. We've got a unit of Galatian swords over here as well. I almost thought that that was a Roman troop. We've got a unit of Galatian swords actually going to switch with the Celtic warriors. They're going to fall back and get ready to be able to hold a further back position, presumably so they can use some of their archers to fire into the sides of the attacking units. Over here, we've got those units of raiding horsemen, as well as the Pergamonese noble cav, sitting back, relaxing, not really, not really just rushing into the battle, just trying to conserve their ammo, conserve their energy, and really just wait until the perfect opportunity to strike, presumably against the Roman Empire. I should almost put a word count inside of the video for how many times I'm saying presumably. But over here, we've got a frozen video. What is going on with Rome 2 lately? We've got a couple of units of Principes over here ready to be able to engage with the defending forces. We've got this unit of Principes holding on the right side of this open choke point, and a unit of Principes holding the left side. Now charging in to some Celtic warriors, brave Celtic warriors, countercharging against the Principes, getting that nice little charge bonus off, and hopefully being able to get some good damage against them as well. We've got some slingers over on the side being able to get some nice side fire on these Hillmen, trying to do whatever they can to be able to do some damage to them, and hopefully break them before they can do too much damage against these Celtic warriors. We've got a unit of Galatian swords moved up close, ready to be able to switch with the Celtic warriors, get a nice little charge bonus in, and continue to cycle out their troops as well. The Celtic warriors are going to fall back so that way they can hopefully start getting some side fire on these Principes, and really just start absolutely demolishing them. And with the actual arrow tower firing into the sides and flanks of the Principes as well, this is a beautiful move by the defenders, really just trying to do what they can to get some great kills against these guys. The slingers now focusing fire on... we've got some cavalry in here. We've got some Royal Cataphract General moved up, and we've got a lot of Parthian swordsmen moved up as well. I'm not quite sure who's shooting at the tower, whether it's the slingers or the archers, but I'm hoping they'll stop here soon so that way they don't get waste too much ammo either. There we go. The Principe is actually going to go ahead and fall into the defender's trap. Going to go ahead and charge against these Galatian swords. We've got tribal warriors and we've got Celtic warriors beginning to absolutely surround. These Galatian swords are not going to let these Hillmen retreat. They're going to go ahead and stay in the fight and break these Hillmen before they can come back and throw some more mighty javelins against them. These Principes are doing whatever they can to be able to hold against the might of these forces, but they are surrounded by the mighty Celtic warriors and the absolutely powerful tribal warriors as well. They will not be able to hold for very long. We've also got some Principes moving over on the right side. The battle for the right has commenced. Principes charging into some Celtic warriors, as well as another unit of Principes charging into the right side unit of Celtic warriors. That was a great move by the defenders, really getting some nice flanking fire before they got charged into, and now they're going to use their bodies to be able to form a wall and hopefully stop the Roman advance in its tracks and make sure that they cannot break through the initial wall defense. Over here, we do have a unit of mercenary hoplites fighting against these Galatian swords. We've got some more elite units of Parthian swordsmen as well moved into the fray, trying to find a nice little angle to be able to hopefully get some more javelins in and hopefully get some side fire over onto these Galatian swords. This unit of Principes still holding, still getting kills. They were able to successfully break the flanking unit of Celtic swords, but these Galatian swordsmen kind of moved in, went in, charged against the Principes real quick in order to begin the breaking process, and is now charging back against these hoplites. They're just trying to do whatever they can to be able to break these Principes so that way they can free up this tribal warrior, they can rest up a little bit because they are tired, and save them for that later battle because they are a very powerful unit and you don't want them to be tired and in sustained combat for too long. Over here we got a unit of Galatian swords again engaged with that unit of Principes. We've got a game of spears throwing into a charging unit of weakened Principes as well. And we've also got this unit kind of spreading out a little bit, getting a nice little side charge against these Principes. The Principes are doing a lot of work here inside of this battle, really just fighting on all fronts right now, trying to weaken the enemy enough so that way Parthia can really just hopefully deal the final blow to the defenders, and so that way they might be able to take victory here today. Let me know down in the comments below who you're rooting for. Are you rooting for Marketable Skills and Aaron, or are you rooting for who's Mr. Bubbles and the attackers? Let me know down in the comments below. Over here, the Principes are beginning to break against the overwhelming numbers of the defenders. The defenders really just using as many men as they can to be able to strike fear into their enemies' hearts and hopefully, again, break them and disallow them from being able to break into the settlement. Great move by the attackers, being able to use their Parthian foot archers, a great unit to be able to try and get some flanking fire and try to get as many kills on these troops as they can. Seems like Rome is really doing what they can to weaken these troops, while Parthia is definitely playing a little bit more of a support role. But we've got Parthia moving in with a lot more troops. We've got mercenary hoplites, Parthian swords, and more moving in. And we've also got Galatia really kind of falling back a little bit. Kind of a bend but do not break strategy, falling back a little bit, trying to get as much flanking fire as they can against these troops, try to have Rome overextend as much as they possibly can, and really just get as much flanking fire as they can. And now we've got some Celtic warriors by Tylus moving in to be able to help support their Pergamon ally. The Game of Spears still having ammo, still getting into a great position to be able to get some great flanking fire on these Roman troops, and just dealing a hefty blow to them as well. Great moves by the defenders. Over here we've got the attackers making a little bit of ground, moving through slowly but surely. We've got some tribal warriors holding off against some mercenary hoplites. The tribal warriors should be able to win this hypothetically, but the hoplites should be able to hold for a very long time. And we've got some Parthian swordsmen that extended a little bit and are now going to get countered by a unit of Galatian swords. Great moves by Parthia, really utilizing their archers to get as much flanking fire as they can, getting some side fire on these tribal swords to really help out these mercenary hoplites, and getting some great flanking fire on these Galatian swords over here as well while they are engaged with the remaining unit of Parthian swordsmen. It looks like we do have, I don't see Parthia's general as of yet, but we do have the raiding horsemen still trying to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I'm trying to make sure that I don't forget about those troops. I want to be able to see what they accomplish and what they do. It looks like the Pergamenese noble cavalry here have actually moved over to the right, or I guess the left-hand gate for the defenders, right-hand gate for the attackers. Still hidden, still ready to be able to charge out. They're just waiting for a perfect opportunity to be able to move out and to be able to get a lot of kills against their enemies as well. These Parthian swordsmen still somehow holding against the Galatian swords. They were already weak when charging in, but they're doing a fantastic job of really doing what they can to hold them back, to do as much damage as they can to make sure that they do not lose the ground they have sacrificed so much to take. Looking back over on the right side, it looks like the very right side, I almost said Arverni. Tylus has taken victory over on the very right-hand side, but Rome is not giving up, continuously flooding troops into the middle, doing whatever they can to be able to try and break through that middle force. We've got some weakening troops. A Game of Spears still holding off, still doing a great job. Another unit of a Game of Spears still throwing into the sides and the flanks of Roman troops. Really, these units are just trying to get as many kills as they possibly can, and try to hold off for as long as possible, but they are fighting against some more elite troops. The Roman army is not something to be messed with. They are extremely powerful, very armored, and can deal a lot of damage, so they're really going to have to use a lot of different strategies, as they have been, to be able to try and do as much damage to the Roman player as possible. Looking over on the left side, we've got the Galatian swords breaking against the might of Parthia, as well as the tribal warriors. We've got a lot of forces breaking over on this side. If they want to continue to hold there, they're going to have to move up some troops here soon, because it looks like the right side for the defenders, the left side for the attackers is definitely where you want to be at as an attacker. They are doing a fantastic job of breaking through, taking as much ground as possible, neutralizing this tower so that way it can't continue to get kills. I wish that you could see how many kills that the tower had. That would be incredible. I really hope that these slingers were out of ammo, but they only have 22 kills. I'm assuming that they still had ammo. We've got Galatian swords moving in to be able to try and save what's left of these Celtic slingers, but the Parthian swordsmen will not give up. They are going to continue to charge against the Celtic slingers, and try and break them before they can continue to wreak havoc upon their brothers and sisters in arms. The Galatian swords are going to move in and really support against this Parthian swords by the skin of their teeth. Those slingers might come back, they might not. They still have a flag, so they could potentially come back, but it is highly unlikely. They are very weakened. They are sick of getting absolutely massacred by a lot of swords, and yeah, they're not really feeling it too much. Over here, we do have the Pergamenese general moving in to be able to try to kind of support and give aid to his forces, to his troops, and really just provide some extra morale, since they are kind of breaking over on this side as well. Looking over here, the middle is actually going really well for the defenders. It looks like a lot of Roman troops have broken. However, we do have a lot more fresh Roman troops moving into the fray, but these tribal warriors are really holding their own, as well as these Game of Spears getting a lot of kills against the Roman infantry. I mean, just these Principes are really just getting, just like, they're a very powerful unit, but they're struggling a little bit on taking the ground here in the middle. Looking back over here, it looks like Rome still has all of their Syrian archers. It looks like they haven't even used any of the ammo for their archers. They really need a... There we go. Their archers are beginning to fire, auxiliary and Syrian archers. They do... I mean, it's good that they're saving ammo, but they should be using it a little bit more. They still have a decent amount of troops, but they should start using those archers and start trying to get as many kills as possible. It looks like the defenders are actually going to begin to retreat here. The troops in the middle are going to get the hell out of Dodge as well, because it looks like on the right side, Parthia has broken through the right, and now we've got the Parthian general, those cataphracts, those deadly cataphracts moving in because they see an opportunity to potentially get some more kills as well. I would get all of these troops out of here, all the Celtic warriors and everything else. Don't move anything else in, just go. These Celtic warriors might go over here just to be able to help kind of defend and like guard this flank, so that way their tribal warriors can fight to the death without actually getting flanked, and that is fair. But I would try to get this fresher unit of Celtic warriors out, these Game of Spears out. Oh, and actually, they're actually going to keep holding here. They're not going to fall back to that second tier, which is incredible to see. I love it whenever defenders do that, because I hate it whenever they just automatically go to this choke point and just hold on that second tier. It's really cool to see that they're actually going to hold here within the courtyard and form kind of a new like L shape here to be able to hold off their enemies. There is a gap here for the attackers to utilize if they wanted to move their cavalry in. This would be the perfect opportunity for them to do so. This gate is undefended, so we'll see if they actually utilize that as well. We've got the Royal Cataphracts of Parthia moving into that central area. I think they do see that that section is open, so they might start trying to move through this huge blob of troops to be able to try and get some damage in here. They're going to go ahead and fall back, these Celtic warriors here, because they were kind of in the midst of the fray, kind of just getting absolutely surrounded, and you don't want to lose a troop to just actually getting surrounded. That just wouldn't be great. We've got some more Oathsworn. We got some more tribal warriors falling back, presumably to that second tier here, falling back, awaiting orders. Looks like the attackers are successfully taking out this courtyard. They are still losing a few troops. They're still taking some damage. We've still got some very, very brave troops on the defender's side, really just trying to do what they can to be able to hold this line. It looks like they are going to go ahead and try and get out of there real quick. It looks like they're going to try to get this unit of tribal warrior, these two units of tribal warriors out of there before they get surrounded. Just get out of dodge while you can. Rome's going to go ahead and send a unit, a little bit of a push through, but I don't know if I personally would be upset about that, because the Rome was just trying to kind of get around here. But they're going to go ahead and fall back, get their more elite troops back, save as many men as possible for that secondary defense here, and that's exactly what they're going to do here. The attackers still have a lot of good troops here. We've got Spear Gladiatrices, which is really cool to see. You don't see too many Roman players bringing gladiator troops to the battle anymore. There's just some very, very, very powerful Roman army compositions, and bringing gladiators usually doesn't count it in them, so it's really cool to be able to see this. And gladiatrices at that, really cool unit to be able to see. I think they're a DLC unit as well, so cool to be able to see them brought in. And then, Parthia has moved up. They've still got their archers. They've still got troops. We've got Cav moving in, doing what they can. They see an opportunity to potentially take out those archers, which is a scary thought. Pergamon needs to move some troops over, because that might be perfect for Parthia. Parthia could still circle around and potentially take out those picked Peltis. Well, I guess they are a Peltis unit, so charging into them wouldn't be too great. But wouldn't be terrible if they can get a good charge off on them before they can get any rounds off either. We've got the Game of Spears trying to get the hell out of dodge. They are just ducking and weaving, getting away from these Parthian swordsmen. They've got the support of Celtic slingers on their side. A lot of slings, a lot of rocks being thrown into these Parthian swordsmen, these poor Parthian bastards. I don't play Parthia that much, even though purple is my favorite color. I'm just not a huge fan of just their faction in general. Like, they've got great archers for a fantastic price, and like their swords and stuff are good, but I prefer other factions. Why? I don't know. You would assume that I would love them because of their color scheme, but I'm not a huge fan of Parthia. But it looks like we are at that time, just like with any battle, we're at the moment where everybody is going to go ahead and get set up, move their troops around, and prepare for the second siege of this battle. Guys, if you are liking this battle thus far, if you guys are still here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hopefully hit that like button as well. It helps me a ton with the YouTube algorithm when we are trying to reach 200 subscribers. I believe we are 18 subscribers away. If you guys could hit that sub button, I would love you forever. Over here, we've got Rome forming up with some more Principes. I believe that's all they have left other than Gladiatrices and archers. So they definitely still have some very powerful units left as well. We've got Parthia still with some Hillmen. We've still got Mercenary Hoplites with 189 kills. For a Hoplite unit, that's not bad at all. And I did not even realize that the Cav is here trying to utilize their ammo to break these Spear Gladiatrices. They don't have much in the way of armor, so they're really going to be able to try to utilize their ammo and get some great kills against these Gladiatrices and hopefully make sure they do not get too many kills as well. Rome's going to go ahead and send back another unit of Astati to be able to support their troops. And then the raiding horsemen are going to go ahead and fall back. Or I guess just continue to kind of harass those Gladiatrices and try and again just get as much damage as they possibly can off on them. I love to see this. You never see people bring ranged cavalry, including me. I never bring ranged cavalry anymore, so it's really cool to be able to see this kind of outside skirmish too. Rome doing a great job of holding that choke point. I don't know. Okay, this is attacker controlled. For a second, I thought that nobody actually... Oh, sorry, guys. For a second, I thought that nobody actually captured that gate and it was still neutral. That would have been kind of sad. But yeah, we got Rome with a fresh unit of archers here close by to be able to kind of help harass these raiding horsemen as well if need be. But the horsemen are going to sit back. They're going to relax. They're going to wait a little bit. They're going to wait for their opportunity. But that's cool that they did kind of move them up as well. We've got Parthia over here taking the rest of the towers, making sure that they don't get harassed by any flaming arrows from free units, which is always good to see. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter if they fully take the arrow tower as long as they neutralize it. That's kind of the main thing too. But it looks like they're going to move some more of their depleted troops and weaker troops up here to presumably burn down these arrow towers, so that way they can't do too much damage against their troops. We've got the general unit of Parthia over here having 24 kills. I'm not quite sure who they were able to kill, but they are still fresh. They are a super heavy shock cavalry unit. They will do a lot of damage, and I didn't realize that the Pergamon actually had another unit of median cavalry as well, so they do have a little bit of cavalry to help support them if they can find a little bit of a gap within the defenders' lines as well. Parthia having their archers close by, the Parthian foot archers presumably still having ammo. Are they getting shot at by towers? Oh, wow, that tower can shoot. Wow, I didn't even realize the tower had the range for over here, so they're still going to be able to get some shots off on these auxiliary and Syrian archers. I love how they just kind of walk past this and break one of the posts of the actual house too. Like, they're just that good. But over here, it looks like that unit of hoplites were quickly defeated before they could burn down that tower by some game of spears and stuff. Parthia definitely needs to get some more troops over here to support their endeavor if they hope to be able to burn down that tower. They're going to go ahead and charge in with their game of spears into these hillmen, which are going to kind of do a little bit of a slight counter charge. The game of spears are going to take a little bit of side fire, but they should be able to break these hillmen very quickly. I mean, just with that charge in of itself, plus the tower continuously firing at them and being able to get kills, yeah, those hillmen will break very quickly. They just don't have the morale to be able to stand up to just that much. Oh, they actually came back. They're not breaking anymore, which is very surprising. They're going to go ahead and continue to throw torches of destiny over at this tower. They're really trying to do whatever they can to be able to burn down this tower, so that way it ceases to continue to do damage against their forces as well. We've got this unit of mercenary hoplites still throwing their torches against this tower, trying to do whatever they can to be able to burn down this tower, and just, again, keep it from being able to get a bunch of free kills on their troops as well. The hoplites are going to do a little bit of a counter charge against these tribal warriors, a slightly depleted unit of tribal warriors. Rome does have a unit of auxiliary and Syrian archers to be able to get a nice little flanking shot on them. Whether they will or not, we'll soon find out, but that would be a perfect opportunity. Either way, Parthian swordsmen quickly coming in to be able to surround those tribal warriors and absolutely demolish them. Tribal warriors doing what they can to be able to keep Parthia from burning down their towers, but they will soon fall as well. We've got some Celtic slingers trying to use whatever ammo they have left on the flanks of these Parthian swordsmen, getting a little bit of shots off here. But we shall see. We got Velites firing into the fronts of these tribal warriors. Not a great use of the Velites. I would almost wait until you can get a nice little side shot or something. But potentially they're just trying to kind of weaken them as much as they possibly can before they charge into those tribal warriors as well. But yeah, just a little bit of a skirmish here, guys. We've got a unit of tribal warriors that still have a little bit of ammo moving up onto the walls, getting ready for any forces, getting a little bit of javelin fire into the flanks of these Parthian swordsmen. Great use of your javelins with those tribal warriors. Those hoplites are actually breaking, surprisingly enough. Even though the tribal warriors were completely surrounded, those hoplites are just taking such a beating from fire, whether it be from the Agama spears or from the Celtic slingers or from the tribal warriors. It does not matter because they were starting to break, and they are beginning to break again, but not before successfully able to light the arrow tower on fire and end its reign of terror. Give me a second, guys. I really need to take a drink. Oh, there we go. Much better. Now we can hopefully have that nice silky smooth voice that I know you guys love so much. But yeah, this mercenary hoplite unit is still alive, still taking fire from these forces. I don't know. I wonder if they're going to try to move over to the... Oh no, there is no tower. It was just the one tower. They're going to wait for it to go ahead and burn down before they move on in. It looks like they are actually going to go ahead and focus all of their forces over on this side, all of their remaining forces. Rome still has some very elite principes, some very elite troops in general ready to be able to move in, and it looks like Rome and Parthia are going to be moving in together. Parthia with a very depleted unit of mercenary hoplites, really making Tylus waste all of their javelins, which is a fantastic move, and Rome charging in with their principes. Going to go ahead and move in and charge in against these tribal warriors, which are going to go ahead and counter charge. And here the battle for the second wall finally begins. Holy smokes, guys. Who do you think is going to win this battle, Rome or Parthia? Let me know down in the comments below. Put a number 2 next to it with your answer for this one, since we already kind of are Rome or Parthia? Rome or Tylus? The attackers or the defenders? There we go. Since I already asked this early in the battle, put a 2 for if you guys have changed your mind or not. Okay, we got another unit of tribal warriors guarding that flank, making sure there is no flanking attacks on their brothers in arms. We've got the Parthian swordsmen here close by, actually engaged with these tribal warriors. Tribal warriors kind of moving in, and these Parthian swordsmen are going to go ahead and move to the side a little bit here, so that way these principes can give the defenders a taste of their own medicine. Well done. Well done by the attackers, really trying to utilize those javelins to the best of their ability. Get some nice little side fire, get some nice little side shots too. Getting a lot of side shot fire on these Agama spears as well. Rome still has plenty of ammo left and plenty of opportunity to be able to get a lot of kills with their archers, but a very, very well played by these principes as well. Principes are going to go ahead and charge in while the tribal warriors are retreating. Try to get a little bit closer. Hopefully they still have a little bit of javelin ammo left, and then we've got the Parthian foot archers also moving up to be able to help support their allies in this endeavor. The archers are continuously trying to rain fire on the front-facing troops of the tribal warriors, really just, again, trying to get as many kills as they can, weaken the defending force as much as they possibly can, so that way they might be able to break through. You've also got a nice little sneaky tribal warrior moving around the flank as well, a fresh unit. I would have assumed Pergamon might have started to use their general cav to be able to start moving around the flank, but it looks like these tribal warriors might be trying to move up to retake this flaming tower while the attackers are distracted, so that way this flaming tower can start getting some kills over on these couple of troops over to the side. And Pergamon does have their general nearby to be able to support if need be. These slingers are getting absolutely peppered by archers as well. Pergamon quickly trying to get them out of there before they just completely perish, but there's really just, it's hard for them to run. Those archers have such a great range. They really just have to run so far to make sure that those archers can't completely demolish them, and they were close. I mean, those archers were beginning to break. They have 48 men left. There were just so many that perished on the way back to safety. Which is crazy. And then we've got the Celtic slingers firing into the heads, into the faces of these principes, of these brave men trying to do what they can, do as much damage as they can to these tribal warriors on this slight hill. Really just try to get as many kills as possible and break through their enemies. Over here, we've got the tribal warriors charging into these Parthian swordsmen, this fresh unit of tribal warriors, these royal cataphracts. See the tribal warriors moving up. We've got a game of spears as well moving up, which is really cool to see too, because they will be able to hopefully do a lot of damage against those that cav force too. But they're going to go ahead and move up and hopefully support the tribal warriors in their endeavors. The Parthian swordsmen moving up, distracting these tribal warriors while the cav moves into position. But we do have, again, a game of spears nearby, hopefully with ammo. They should probably save some of their ammo for that general if they choose to move up, though, because they are going to certainly need it against such a powerful unit of royal cataphracts. We've also got some foot archers moved up to be able to help support this infantry as well and get some nice side fire and or flanking fire on these tribal warriors. Over here, the central area, so many tribal warriors. I'm just going to keep saying tribal warrior over and over again. These principes, again, doing as much damage as they possibly can against the defending forces, really just doing what they can to be able to, again, just do as much damage as they can against the mighty tribal warriors. Tribal warriors using everything in their power to be able to hold off the might of Rome, but is it enough? Do they have enough willpower? Do they have enough strength, enough training to be able to defeat the mighty legions of Rome? Only time will tell. And of course, Parthia as well. You know, you can't discount Parthia. Parthia is still here, but Rome, guys, Rome. The whole thing this game was named after, the Roman Empire. Over here, we've got tribal warrior after tribal warrior moving into the fray. There are so many of them, such a large blob, just using their pure numbers to try and just use brute force to break these principes, to do as much damage as they can, and to hold them back as well. This depleted unit of tribal warriors is still left inside of the fray, still left to be able to defend this gap, this choke point, and just, again, try to get as many kills as they possibly can, which they are doing a fantastic job of doing. We've got plenty of Parthian swordsmen, though. We've got 3 fresh units of Parthian swordsmen right here, right in the fray, preparing to get into column formation and getting ready to move in. Great moves by Parthia, using that side shot to be able to take out these picked peltas, to be able to get a lot of kills. I'll do a lot of damage on these picked peltas. Man, that's really a tongue twister. And really just try to get them off the battlefield so that way they can't continue to wreak havoc upon their forces on the wall, especially. This unit of tribal warriors, 32 men left, still alive, still kicking, still ready to kick some ass. But these Parthian swordsmen have not had enough. They are going to move in, continue to push against the great fleshy walls of the defenders, and again, just try to make it through this choke point, because I'm sure they are sick of looking at the same hill, the same grass that just continuously gets ever more bloodied with every sword swing. They are ready to move on to the center, to place down their banner and to claim victory for the eastern factions of Parthia and for the western factions of Rome. Over here, we've got a pretty depleting unit of tribal warriors with 52 men left, really holding off, and a unit of 24 and 79 tribal warriors are really just putting everything they have at this point. You've even got the general, the oath-sworn general, moving up and getting ready to support their men on the front line. When you see the general, you know that things are getting rough or desperate for either one of the forces that is bringing it in. I missed what the median cavalry was doing. I don't know where they were falling, and I don't know what happened to all this other cavalry. I don't know where it went. I'm trying to find them. What? Oh, it looks like maybe a cav battle right over here. Holy smokes, it looks like we had some sort of cav engagement or some sort of engagement outside of the walls over here, which I completely missed. Sorry, guys. But it looks like the defender's cav that was trying to move outside of the city walls has fallen tragically against the might of what I can only assume was Parthia, since those median cav was a little bit weakened. Well, now they're dead. They're just gone. They moved into the range of picked Peltas and an Oathsworn unit and just got absolutely demolished. Great use of these Velites that are out of ammo, forcing the general unit and the picked Peltas to waste the rest of their ammo on these troops, so that way they can't use it against a more elite troop as well. We've still got some tribal warriors, two semi-fresh units of tribal warriors. Well, we've got a unit of 142 and 170, or I'm sorry, and a unit of 70 holding off this just giant blob of attackers, this strong wave of attacking forces. We've got this unit of Parthian foot archers that is actually out of ammo, successfully wasting the ammo of the picked Peltas, which is great to see. Great moves by the attackers as well. We've got even more Principes moved up close and ready to engage with the defending forces. This battle is far from over, and we've got the Oathsworn General in the fray. Doesn't even look like they've quite popped their ability yet. They're just here. They're just here to support their troops, to provide morale, and to provide their swords to the battle. Oathsworn unit, especially in a choke point situation. Oh, there we go. There's that median cavalry. They're not fully dead. They just took some damage. But Oathsworn inside of this choke point should be able to get a lot of kills front facing against the archers, which if they are going to get shot at is the best way to face against them as well. I don't know what quite happened to that general's bodyguard. He has 36 out of 40 men left, and we've still got this flanking force of tribal warriors and a game of spears. I'm not quite sure what might happen with this. They have retaken this tower. They're still kind of holding on this flank, just kind of waiting for a good opportunity to be able to move in and engage with the attacking forces, or maybe they're just going to sit here, relax, and continue to taunt the attackers until they get pissed enough where they'll charge in and hopefully lose a lot of men. Who knows? But yeah, we've still got picked Peltas with ammo too. 101 kills thus far, which is great. 130 kills. Great usage of picked Peltas, getting a decent amount of kills. And tribal warriors beginning to break. 26 out of 160 men left. Rapidly falling. They have broken, and it is just these two units left holding off against such a large blob of troops. I mean, just look at this. This is absolute madness here. We've got 3 units from the Romans, 3 units of Principes, and we've got a Parthian sword just using their numbers, using their mass to try and break through Tylus, the Oathsworn, and the tribal warriors. But what they don't know is that they're facing against some of the elite, some extremely powerful, armored, well-trained swordsmen, and some of the best barbarians this world has ever seen. And so they will not go quietly into this good night. They will stand by, fight till the death, and hopefully save their families from whatever tragedy might befall them should the attackers take this settlement. Over here, we've got a unit of archers with 81 kills. There's no way that they've used all of their ammo. They have used all their ammo, but they are taking some fire from these picked Peltas. The picked Peltas, again, just trying to do what they can, doing as much damage against these forces as they can before they run out of ammo, and just try to rack up as many kills as they possibly can as well. Rome using their archers in a fantastic... Rome and Parthia really just absolutely peppering these ranged troops. These picked Peltas are out of ammo, so they are just kind of acting as an arrow sponge, which is a great use of them, especially if they're out of ammo. I mean, they can do some great damage, but ooh, Parthian swordsmen, a little bit of a push through here, but it looks like Pergamon is going to go ahead and use those pick peltas to stop that push through and continue to have these Parthian swords surrounded, so that way they will hopefully fall as quickly as possible. This Oathsworn General using as many abilities as they possibly can. 71 men left. Just trying to get as many kills as possible. Pergamon is going to go ahead and retreat their general. Tireless is going to retreat those tribal warriors. They're going to retreat as many forces as they can because they need everything at this last choke point. Really, they just need anything that they have left to be able to defend against the just absolute might of the attacking forces, which still have troops left over. 4 units of depleted Principes and another unit of depleted Principes and a unit of Hastati left by the Romans, and Parthia still having some ranged unit, their general, another cav unit, and some archers left over as well. I don't know, guys. This is looking like a very, very close battle. Both sides still having a lot of troops left over. I don't know who I think is gonna win. There's just so much going on right now, and I just don't know. I really don't. But these forces are. All I know is that both the defenders and the attackers are bringing forth the slaughter today. The blood-ridden fields of this barbarian settlement will forever be remembered within this battle, and the families of the people that have fallen. I mean, they'll be fine because then the people will just respawn, fight again. You know how that goes, but it'll be good. Hit the good old respawn button. Keep going. Keep making babies and shit. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, we got another unit of Principes moving in, dude. How many Principes must these tribal warriors, must these defenders fights? Like, I don't know. The Principes, they're endless. Every time that I think that Rome is starting to run low on troops or run low on Principes, all of a sudden I just see like 3 more flags pop up. I don't know where they're coming from, but Tylus is beginning to break over here as well. The central area is beginning to break. Pergamon and Tylus are beginning to fall back to the final choke point in a last-ditch effort to be able to hold this settlement. I don't know if they'll be able to do it, guys, but they sure as hell are going to try, and with the support of the towers, they might just be able to as well. The Game of Spears with 163 kills. Game of Spears with 66 kills. Not great for that one, but they are doing what they can to be able to break these Parthian swordsmen. A unit of 37 with almost 200 kills, and a unit of 44 with 135 kills. Can they take the victory? We've still got Pergamenes, noble cavalry nearby to be able to hopefully charge in and get some kills. I mean, they might be able to do some harassment. This is a nice open field. Maybe they can get some good kills against their attacking opponents here. Who knows? This is a good opportunity, though. Over here, we've still got the Pergamenes general. I don't know if they should move it out here because I don't know if the Noble Cav... I think that the Noble Cav can win against the Cataphracts in a one-on-one, depending on how good the charge bonus from the Cataphracts are. Maybe. No, I think the Cataphracts will win. It looks like the Cataphracts actually have better stats than the Noble Cav. So Pergamon's got to be careful, because not only does Parthia still have a pretty damn healthy unit of a general of Cataphracts, but they do still have a unit of median cavalry as well that can do some damage. So they definitely have to be careful with that. They are going to go ahead and try to retake this tower, so that way it'll stop shooting those fiery arrows of justice at them and stop getting some free kills for the defending forces. And they have neutralized it now. They just have to sit there for just a moment and retake it as well. Pergamon still having the general moving up against Rome, getting ready to charge in and hopefully get some great kills against these legionaries while they are kind of out of position here. Great charge by those Pergamonese noble cavalry. Beautiful, beautiful job getting a quick charge in and getting the hell out of dodge, just trying to get some good kills on them before those troops are able to engage with the rest of their forces. Losing a few men, but still a pretty decent charge. 26 left. Still losing some more, though. They've still got some more range stuff getting shot at. Oh. Oh, I think all of that just missed, which was perfect. Astadi, keep on wasting your ammo, keep on missing. I gotta say, I'm rooting for the defenders. I feel like the defenders are the underdog right now. So, I don't know, actually. Well, they still have those gladiatrices, too, which can definitely do some good damage. But those Hastati are going to go ahead and get countercharged by these tribal warriors. The tribal warriors, they did lose their general, but they should still be able to win this battle, especially with the support of the arrow tower as well. We've got another unit of a game of spears here close by with the unit of picked Paltus. Out of ammo for the picked Paltus, but ready to be able to defend. We've got the Pergamonese general moving up, seeing a potential opportunity to get a lot of archer kills over here. They're going to move up and get ready to try and just get do as much damage as possible, get as many kills as possible as well. We've got the Velites. They might have lost their opportunity. I don't know if they'll be able to really take that out because they've got a median cavalry note close by that'll be able to take them out. But it might be a little bit rough too. They're gonna go ahead and charge past these Parthian swordsmen, charge right into these foot archers, and hopefully stop them from being able to rain any sort of fire against their troops. Beautiful move, beautiful move. Really just trying to utilize their general to the best of their ability, not letting the attackers get comfortable and really just trying to continuously harass them as they move in. This unit of Hastati is losing against the tribal warriors. We've also got a unit of Celtic slingers that are out of ammo. Going in and engaging with those Hastati, just trying to do as much damage as possible, hold off and allow those tribal warriors to stay fresh, stay frosty, and allowing them to be ready to face against the might of these forces. Pergamon moving in with their cavalry. Again, we've got some forces, picked Peltus and a game of spears moving up to the flanks of these troops. They're going to go ahead and move into these foot archers here and go ahead and move into that median cavalry as well. They should be able to break both of them here. I would get their general the hell out of dodge because there are more forces. I don't know if these Velites have any sort of ammo left, but they can definitely do some damage if they do. They have the game of spears moving up as well. They're not just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. They are going to take the fight to their opponents and really just try to do as much damage as they possibly can. We do have the general unit, the Royal Cataphract unit from Parthia nearby to support their Roman ally, but will it be enough? These game of spears are going to just get ready to fight against these Principes. They're going to charge in, get a nice little counter charge against these Principes. They should be able to win this since the Principes are so weakened. But now we've got the Royal Cataphracts moving in. They are sick of being harassed. Oh, that was perfect. They kind of stalled the Royal Cataphracts a little bit too. But we've got the general unit one versus one against these Royal Cataphracts. The Pergamonese general unit is losing. They need to try to get out of there if they can. But yeah, the Pergamonese general is actually losing that. They're going to go ahead and fall back before they lose their general because they cannot afford to lose that morale. The Royal Cataphracts are moving into the Agama spears. The Agama spears do have some spears, so should hopefully actually be able to do some damage against that cav. But the spear gladiatrices are now in the fray with killing spree, which increases their weapon damage by a lot. So they should hopefully do a lot of damage against these Agama spears as well. Looking back over on to this side, though, we've got some Principes, some weakened Principes still fighting against the might of Tylus and the might of Pergamon. Somehow Tylus, even having lost so many units, their general and everything, still has a unit of tribal warriors, still has a unit for the last stage of the battle, for the end of the battle, supporting their ally as much as they can, getting as many kills as they possibly can. We've got the Royal Cataphracts moving in, trying to use their might to be able to break through these forces, move through and engage with those Agama spears. We've got a unit of picked Paltus moving into that Royal Cataphract cavalry, trying to, again, just do as much damage against this cavalry as they can. If they can kill the general, then that would be amazing for the defenders. I mean, I know that Parthia doesn't have too much left, But if they can, it's always good to be able to kill a general. You've got a game of spears successfully breaking these principes on the side here. We've got these spear gladiatrices moving in against the Pergamenese cavalry. I don't know, guys. This is such a close battle. We've got the tribal warriors still holding off. Rome moving in, getting a little bit of a charge while the Pict Peltis were trying to fall back here. Rome in general, balls deep into the front lines, really just trying to do as much damage as they possibly can. The Royal Cataphracts moved in, charged into these Pict Peltis, trying to again get as many kills as they can. We've got Parthian foot archers and Parthian foot archers beginning to break, Pict Peltis beginning to break, Rome charging back in, just continuously cycle charging here. We've got the Royal Cataphracts having 31 men left engaged with the Pergamenese general unit. They are out for blood. They know if they can kill the Pergamon Cav, then they might be able to win this. They've got a ton of Syrian archers moving into the fray using their pure numbers to try and break through this location. We've still got a unit of a game of spears trying to quickly break through these spear gladiatrices to support their troops. But man, this is a very, very close battle. We've got these Agama Spears doing everything in their power to hold off against such reckless hate. I honestly, this is such a close battle. The general of Rome falling, which for Rome, it's not a huge deal because Rome has a great morale, but it's still something for the defenders. The Agama Spears still getting kills, holding off against so many archers. Where even are they? They're right here. Agama Spears and Pict Peltis holding off against so many numbers, so many archers, some principes. We've got some more Parthian foot archers moved in. We've got the Royal Cataphracts 1v1ing the Pergamenese cavalry. Wow, the Cataphracts should be able to win this, but there's really not much that they can do. The Pergamenese cavalry just has to continue to hold, because if those Cataphracts are able to get flanking charge off on their troops, then they just lose, because they will just automatically break. The Cataphracts winning that battle, that's huge for the attackers, moving in to be able to flank around these Agama Spears against these Pict Peltis, get a nice little charge and get some good kills, doing what they can, seeing if they can quickly break these defending units. If they can break these defending units before that Agama Spear gets into there, then they might just win this battle. As Cataphracts having over 200 kills, the Roman general breaking but still alive. We've got this unit of Pict Peltis breaking as well. This Agama Spear has 31 men left with 260 kills. They are fighting against so many archers. We've got this unit of Agama Spears moving in to quell the tide. We've got a unit of auxiliary Syrian archers breaking. We've got the Roman, I don't think the general is still alive, but what's left of the Roman cavalry is finally going to break. Their principes are breaking, their archers are breaking, and unless these Royal Cataphracts can quickly charge in, they're gonna dismount and fight honorably. Look at those axes. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, maybe they are gonna get back on. I think they got off on accident. I don't think they meant to do that. I think they were like frantically trying to click, so that way they can charge into Pergamon. But I think it's gonna be too late here. I think that these Agama Spears should be able to break the rest of these Royal Cataphracts here. Royal Cataphracts are gonna do everything in their power to be able to break the Agama Spears, and getting a nice amount of kills. I don't know, this is hard. They only lost 2 and they took out like 30, so I don't know if they're going to be able to break these Agama Spears. They were going to go, I think they dismounted to be able to try and capture that victory point and force the defenders to fall back one of those troops, but they are going to go ahead and charge right into these Agama Spears again as well, with 9 men left inside of this Cav unit, 39 troops left inside of that Agama Spears unit. Oh my goodness, the Parthian general is breaking. I don't know, they have 5 men left, but there's now, wow, yeah, that's it. There's no way that I don't believe, wow, unless the loss was to break. I don't know, I don't think so though. I think these archers are gonna break. It's literally the last two units, one archer that's breaking and one depleted Agama spear. I think I think that the defenders are gonna go ahead and take this one. The archers are falling back. They're like, nah, fuck this. I'm not dealing with this. They got like a tower and shit over here. I'm not dealing with that at all. The tower, they're gonna take the tower, and the tower is gonna continue to fire at these archers. Flaming arrows gonna weaken that already extremely weakened morale. The archers gonna go ahead and charge in, but I believe I mean, it's almost even numbers. The Game of Spears are so much more elite, so much more prepared for a melee battle. Unless they can get really lucky, which can happen in Rome 2, I think that the defenders are going to take this by the skin of their teeth. But we'll see. We'll see. The Game of Spears are going to go ahead and charge into the archers here. The archers are going to counter charge. Come on, archers, I believe in you. Syrian archers, get them! No. There's the archers. They're breaking. There we go, guys. That is the end of this battle. Definitely a long one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this nearly as much as I did. Let's go ahead and end the replay here and look at the kills. We got... Oh, Marketable was playing Tylus and Andrew was playing Pergamon. I thought that was switched. That's cool to see. Marketable getting 2,079 kills. Andrew getting 2,283. We've got Broken Legend. That was the other player. My bad, Broken Legend. Well played, well played. Playing as Rome with 2,264 kills. And who's Mr. Bubbles getting 2,361 kills. Pergamon doing really good with those Pick Peltis, a game of spears, some of those Galatian swords. Parthia, Cavalry getting some great kills. Archers getting fantastic kills. And those Parthian swords getting some great kills as well. Let's see if we can move over to Legend and Marketable here. It looks like Marketable doing a great job with those Oathsworn, some of the Celtic warriors, and of course the tribal warriors as well. And then Legend, last but certainly not least, doing well with one of the archers. And then, of course, the mass army of Principes. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, whatever it may be, wherever you guys are. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.